reaching deep inside you. Go! For things you've never known. It's been tough, rough going, but you haven't gone alone.
We do more before 9 a.m. than most people do all day.
Be all that you can be.
Hey, First Sergeant. Good morning.
You can do it in the army.
You know, I'm not even surprised at this point that Feyachi decides to send me another red dot. I've reviewed their red dots in the past, and I've reviewed more than a few red dots in my time. And today's, ladies and gentlemen, is no different, as this is basically a copy of a holographic, well, a quote-unquote holographic style of optic. However, it's nothing more than a red dot that, sadly, is kind of got some issues of itself that was pointed out to me by a buddy on Facebook. Shout out to that guy. What are the issues? What's the optic I'm talking about? Well, let's just go ahead and break it out. It is, of course, ladies and gentlemen, the Feyachi RS30. The RS30 reflex sight has 5 brightness settings, 4 selectable reticles, fits 20mm multi-coated lens for basically, you know, shading, more or less, and aviation aluminum. And what I find hilarious is what this thing is basically... They literally say on the back what this thing is able to be put on. The Gifty Reflex Red-Green Dot Sight Pistol Rifle GSG 1622 LR Airsoft Attachment Accessories Glock A15 Optic Holoscope Tacticon MCK Gen 2 Micro Roni Accessories Red Dot Remington New Item.
I couldn't make this shit up. I couldn't make this shit up if I tried. I'm sad that I lack the talent to make this shit up.
Dear God, I wish I was making it up. No, that's literally what it says. All right there. Jesus H. Christ, people. But basically, this thing is not good for real steel. If that's what you were asking, no, it is not. In reality, this thing is basically good for airsoft, gel ball, and Nerf. That's it. And they know this because the price tag is not that bad, being under 40 bucks. So, let's look at the RS30 and kind of ask, is it worth that money? Let's find out, shall we? So the model I have is actually tan. This is the tan model I decided to go with. Now, adjusting this, you have your, you know, basic stuff, what have you. But to get to the battery, you have to open that up, which the batteries this thing takes is your standard watch batteries. 3 of them to be exact. So if you start to run low on this, you can just go to Walmart, buy these types of batteries, and just put it in there, bada bing, bada boom, you're good. The other thing is the setting. So clicking this 5 times gets the brightness setting, but if you leave it on a certain brightness setting, you hold down the button, you basically have it on there. So, I don't know if I can... There we go. So, I don't know if you can see that or not. There we go. There's that, which is the regular dot. You have that, which is the cross variant. Let's go ahead and go with the standard FPS style. Here's your FPS, which to the camera itself is small, but to my eyes it's actually rather large. And then, of course, we have this right here. I don't know if you can actually see that, but I'm going to go with the dot, because that's what I'm used to. And sadly, it's not that good, because even out of my left eye, which is my good eye, it is not great. It is completely out of focus, and that's something that's not good. Like, this thing is basically a airsoft optic. Like, it looks like there's 2 of them being in the same thing, and that's just not good. And again, it's not. But holding down the button itself, which again, so you can see, holding down the button will shut it off, but turning on bring it back to the same brightness you had. Meaning that, you basically have it. But the other thing is that you can actually see the red dot through the lens, when in reality it's supposed to not do that. So, yeah. The other thing is the construction itself is decent at best, and like I said, it's not that bad. But if you were thinking that you're going to be using this for long-range combat, or at least mid-range combat, you're wrong. This thing is nothing more than basically a CQB-style optic, and that is exactly what it is. It is CQB, meaning that you either have this thing on a competition pistol, or you have this thing on an SMG. But, enough of my gabbing, the question is, what kind of groupings can we get out of this? Can we even hit center mass with this? Well, we'll do that, and of course we'll address the problems after the test. Okay, so I'm actually at 30 feet right now. I've got the camera zoomed in as much as possible from my phone. Using my phone camera, I got it zoomed in as much as possible on the target itself. I am using a non-blowback SMG, which is basically just an M&P40 and a pistol carbine kit, but it still counts. Okay, so I have the laser optic on, safety off. It is at the center part of the target. Hopefully it actually hits. Oh. So just for reference, I was aiming dead center here. This is where all the shots were going. That is, like, in terms of reference, I was aiming here, meaning that these shots were going from the right to lower, meaning I had to, from the center, come up and move all the way over just to aim here for the shots to hit somewhere here. Do understand that the optic only had a small bump when I accidentally dropped it. And that wasn't a big drop. This was a small drop. Like a love tap, basically. That's not good. That's not good. Oh boy. Let's finish this off and talk about this, shall we? So, yeah. The things I want to kind of address, aside from the test of what you saw, is that this thing does not do well with batteries, meaning that even though it's turned off, the battery is still being drained. The other thing is this thing does not hold 0, which is why it's... yeah, it's kinda... you're gonna be adjusting this thing any which way. But again, it's a... if you are a cosplayer or you want something like this to recreate your gun from, say, Battlefield or Call of Duty or something along those lines, this little cheap optic is for you because, again, it's kind of it's around the $30 price tag, so it's not that expensive. And if you wait for it to go on sale, it's going to be around the $20 price tag. But again, it may be just my model because, that does happen. So, yeah, it's kind of what it is. Now, that's not to say that this isn't a bad optic. In reality, other optics like this are good for CQB setups, CQB builds, speed running or speed gunning, or just competitions in general. Again, having an optic like this, which is an open style of optic instead of enclosed, helps with, number one, tunnel vision, and number two, it does give you that sort of style sleekness of the early to mid-2000s of red dots. When Call of Duty, basically back in 07, when Modern Warfare came out, and you basically had that whole, just, like, the red dot was the most advanced optic you've ever seen at that point type deal. And again, it would be good for, say, a Call of Duty cosplay or a Call of Duty impressionist loadout. Now, I'm not talking about the Modern Warfare remakes, I'm talking about the OG Modern Warfare, if you know what I mean. And, yeah, that's about it. That's all I got. If you guys want to check out this red dot and you want to purchase it for yourself, down in the pinned comment is a link to its Amazon page. And ladies and gentlemen, if you want to help out and support the channel, consider donating to the PayPal down below, because it's folks like you that actually make these reviews possible and make what we do here possible. And again, if you want to help out and, of course, acquiring us some studio lighting so you do not see a shadow going down the middle of yours truly, then please consider donating to the PayPal down below. And if you guys have rocked Feyachi red dots, then please let me know in the comment section down below what your experience with them are and how much you have handled them and how much you have liked them. Till then, ladies and gentlemen, I've been AirsoftAL, and I shall see all you lovely, lovely people in the next video. Till next time. Later.
Looking for that perfect game for your gaming console? Video Game Corner is the largest independently owned video gaming store in North Mississippi, located at 1519 Highway 72 in Corinth. We are an authorized limited-run retail store and have a massive collection of retro games and game systems, and also plush toys and collectibles. We also pay top dollar for your used video games. Check them out Monday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Visit Video Game Corner in Corinth.